COVID-19, the disease that defined our lives in 2020.
2020 is now the deadliest year in U.S. history.
The World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, the first pandemic since H1N1 in 2009. It changed our lives almost immediately and all at once.
As we come on the air tonight, much of America shutting down.
South Bay back to school just kicked into high gear as students returned en masse to San Jose State.
San Jose State welcomed tens of thousands of students back to campus today, and they are not being shy about it.
San Jose State University, a dynamic collage of historic and modern buildings, spaces, people, activities, and technologies, persists as a bustling hub amidst the backdrop of downtown San Jose. Buildings, such as the Martin Luther King Jr. Library and the Diaz-Compiègne Student Union, located near the heart of campus, exist as gathering spots for many campus users. By the spring of 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic had swept the SJSU community into a period of uncertainty. With most of its student population absent and buildings closed, campus common spaces resembled a ghost town. Then, in the fall of 2021, SJSU reopened its doors. Coming back resembled a re-emergence for the campus community from isolation. It is this return that our research team, consisting of 4 graduate students in the Applied Anthropology program at SJSU, wanted to better understand. We were curious about how individuals were adjusting to post-quarantine campus life. We conducted extensive observation and interviews with campus users and analyzed their behavior and interactions in select areas. Participants were asked questions about their favorite places on campus, feelings about returning to campus, and any changes they would make. One topic participants brought up was the subject of safety. For many respondents, safety was a key motivator in determining which spaces they frequented and which resources they utilized. Students engaged in social distancing in queues and in-between seating. Some used physical barriers such as backpacks to reserve surrounding spaces and deter others from getting close. Others were reassured by SJSU's safety mandates. COVID-19 was not their only safety concern in these spaces. For many campus users, public health concerns were rooted in perceived political ideologies, creating tense atmospheres. Fear of negative interactions within common spaces created deterrence for some individuals when it came to lingering in certain areas. Community building and the desire for socializing contributed to the use and evolution of campus common spaces. With the shutdown, individuals adapted to the digital reality of Zoom classrooms and Discord servers. Reflecting on isolation, many noted their loneliness and the difficulties they encountered when trying to meet new people, forming new support systems, and maintaining relationships. The reopening of the SJSU campus provided an opportunity for these individuals to reconnect with friends, develop new relationships, and regain the in-person interactions they missed during isolation. Locations such as the Student Union and the MLK Library have thus become active spots for many on-site visitors, as these areas provide individuals with a chance to socialize and build community. In addition to health, safety, and social connection, students reported accessibility as important to their sense of belonging. Users sought resources such as comfortable seating, pleasant lighting for long-term study hours, and access to electrical outlets. For many, COVID-19 restrictions limited access to common spaces. Before the pandemic, individuals used common areas to eat lunch or drink water while studying. Some students also reported feeling uncomfortable in high traffic zones for long periods of time. During our research, hidden communities or social groups that are not commonly recognized emerged. These communities included members of student organizations, clubs, and campus neighbors that also use SJSU common spaces. For instance, the Student Union offers study and recreational areas that these communities take advantage of. In common outdoor areas, one can see club events, picnicking families, individuals experiencing homelessness, and even the resident squirrel population. Multiple interview participants said they felt safest in areas with members of their own social groups that share similar values regarding health and safety. Participants also said some organizations have developed their own administrative controls for contact tracing and provide access to hand sanitizer and masks. These actions help improve their social experience within student organization spaces. From our investigations, we have perceived an impermanence within these common spaces. The ways people use campus spaces are constantly evolving, changing with the flows of time and adjusting to the needs of the now. The demand for flexibility is something not easily overlooked. We see this in the ways students adjust to the physicality of common spaces in a post-quarantine world, regulating their personal distancing, their health behaviors, and how they interact with one another and resources available. With their initial design, architects constructed and implemented a certain set of intentions, including the fostering of a positive learning environment and social setting on campus. They had no way of foretelling the events and life experiences we in 2020 have endured from the COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, the intentionality behind their design was directed towards a student demographic. However, these are not the only populations using these spaces.
There were a number of students who came to several of the meetings and were invited to and did voice their comments and opinions about, how to shape the building and the spaces. I would say the changes happen on many levels, and some of them are social, some of them are technological, some of them are kind of facilities oriented. So there's a heightened and renewed emphasis on outdoor learning environments.
With this knowledge of how individuals have adapted their interactions with campus spaces since COVID-19, we can inform future design processes. Based on our observations and our conversations with the SJSU community, we propose the following recommendations for future designs involving indoor and outdoor spaces on the SJSU campus. Increase the number of outdoor hydration stations, hand-washing stations, and flexible outdoor study spaces to promote the physical and mental well-being of students and other campus users. Place a greater emphasis on developing new shared learning and social environments while improving the accessibility and inclusion of hidden populations. We encourage continued access to online instruction for students. This improves all users' sense of safety and gives the time otherwise spent in a car back to students and staff for social enrichment activities. Finally, we encourage SJSU students to continue providing stakeholder feedback on proposed projects that affect the design of indoor and outdoor common areas on campus, including the SJSU 2030 Campus Master Plan.